We are exploring. Today I'm going to take you to Vilonia, Arkansas, and tell you the story about how that little town in what is now Faulkner County got its name. By mistake. And I'm also going to show you around a little bit so that you get an idea what Vilonia looks like. Let's go and have a look. This is Main Street. This is where shopping and banks are, and the gas station over here, and a Harps supermarket. This area was destroyed by two tornadoes in 2011 and 2014. Almost 90% of this area here was wiped out. This is why everything here in Vilonia is brand new. The area was first settled in the 1860s when it was listed as Cypress Township, and settlers soon started a village there and named it Vilonia with an S. It means land of two valleys in the Romanian language, which also indicates that the first settlers in this area likely were from Romania and other countries in Eastern Europe. By the way, Romania is also where the bloodthirsty Count Dracula is from. But that is a completely different story. So let's not get sidetracked and get back to Vilonia. Look at this. This neighborhood here is called Vilonia Valley, bearing the first name that this little town had before that mistake happened. And there is also a road sign, Vilonia Way, that shows the original name of this little town. I wonder how many residents know about this. It means land of two valleys. And here, look at the landscape. Vilonia is in the center, and there are mountain ridges in the south and in the north, and further north at the uppermost part of this Google Maps image you see another valley. So one valley in the center, another valley in the top, and we're in the center valley here, and in the distance you can see the mountains. Wow, this is looking south. And here I had to stop here because this looked so spooky with these cow skulls placed on these big rocks and cacti growing and little palm trees. Is this a warning, do you think, or is this just meant as a decoration? It's certainly different. Sometime in the early years of Vilonia, the Masons wanted to start a local chapter in town and applied for that at the Masons headquarters in Washington. When the paperwork came back from Washington months later, the Masons were caught by surprise. Due to a clerical error at the Masons headquarters, the S had been dropped from the town name, making it read Vilonia, now without the S. Here we're at a little city park that stretches along the old Highway 64 with a little creek running through there. The local Masons first considered starting the process all over and having the mistake corrected. But back in the day, in the 1860s, mail was transported on horseback, and it could have taken months before the corrected documents would be returned to them. Keep in mind that Washington, D.C. is over 1,000 miles away from Vilonia. The Masons were impatient, and they decided to live with the error and rename the town instead of sending the papers back to Washington for a correction. Here we are at the Vilonia Funeral Home. There are a few gravestones to pick from, and it's conveniently located right next to the Vilonia mini storage. That, I guess, can be helpful if you have to find storage for the belongings of a deceased relative. Well, from then on, the town in the land of two valleys was known as Vilonia, Arkansas. And here we're at Cypress Valley Cemetery. You remember, Vilonia, the area where Vilonia is now, was named Cypress Township because there are so many cypress trees here. This is an old cemetery. There are newer graves here between the cypress trees, and lots of needles there on the ground. There's an old grave, 1933, and over there I spot some more old gravestones. Wow, this is an interesting cemetery. I'm probably gonna come back and try to locate the oldest graves that I can find. I need to do some research. Here is what I saw a lot today: fields and lots of cows in the valley here in Vilonia. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it.